evil means the misuse of the good gifts that God gave us.
There's some kids who can't wait to get out.
Yeah.
Because of how hurtful and harmful the things that come out of y'all mouths are when it comes to your children. Do you hate them?
Yes.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. We are on another episode of Sincerely the Carsons, and today we're going to talk about why y'all suck at parenting. Genuinely. And at this point, it's a real issue. It's not something that's laughable or something that we need to make light of. And I think that our generation just makes a mockery of what it means to be a good parent and what it means to take some authority over your children and what that actually looks like. And we'll also be delving into why hundreds of thousands of children are missing and no one cares. Really, they don't.
Yeah. It starts from like what you're saying. It starts from the parenting. You know, I think that we play too many games with our kids, you know, and, you know, our friends' kids, our family's kids, you know, kids in general that we may not know, but we see. You know, I think too many Americans play when it comes to children, you know. I think they focus way too much on selfish acts. You know, they care about what the next person is doing, what the next adult is doing, what the next other adult is doing, what they got going on, and everyone forgets about the kids. It's sad, actually.
Yeah, I don't think that kids are anybody's, not parents, not other children. Like, we see school shootings, we see kids murdering other children. Like, at this point, kids are the bottom priority. Yeah. Not even like not number one, literally at the bottom of the totem pole. And I just think that overall, there is a calling on, especially look, on my life. When I decided to have children, I feel like God really placed something in my life when it came to being a mother. I took it very seriously. It wasn't something that was a game or a joke. I'm not really a big, like, cuddly, with my children I am, but like before I had children, I was never really a cuddly, mushy person. Yeah.
And you know me, that's how I am in general. We're not very, you know, super overly affectionate people. Mm-hmm.
We can be a little bit, like, less affectionate.
Yeah.
But you know what I am? I'm an advocate for children.
Yeah.
I definitely feel as though children don't have a voice to speak up for themselves, and it's on us, especially within our community, to speak up for our children, because I think that at this point it's time to stop letting so many things slide.
Yeah, you know we let I would say, when it comes to children, I would say we turn the eye towards children more than anything. Yeah. More than anything that happens, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend stuff, you know, mom and dad stuff, you know, the friend down the street who steals. Like, we turn a blind eye to, I would say, almost everything that children go to. Mm-hmm. Even from the small stuff, like children having a bad day at school, all the way up to, you know, children getting misused and abused, right? No one talks about the stuff that goes on with children because everyone thinks the children they'll be okay. Yeah, they'll get some tougher skin, and it's weird to me, because how do you expect the child to, you know, to understand life the way that you understand life as if you're 30 years old, you know, or as if you're 50 years old? Children don't understand or comprehend the same way, which is why children are gullible, they're vulnerable, and they're easily impressed, right? Yeah. So because of these key factors, children can be manipulated and misused and abused easily, and no one says anything about it. And the reason I think they don't say anything about it is because no one knows, no one cares, no one knows how to be a good parent, and no one was taught how to parent properly. Yeah. So we have a whole generation now of bad parents, absent parents, and abusive parents.
Key on abusive.
Yeah.
Key on abusive.
Also, or opposite, gentle parents, too gentle.
Coddling.
Yeah.
Trying to stop the development of children in a way that's necessary for this life. Yeah. I think that parenting is a very hard thing when it comes to balancing between too hard, too soft. It's a really a Goldilocks analogy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it has to be just right. And that's why parenting, for one, is a two-person job, and for two, it is intentional. you have to be an intentional parent. If you study for a test, right? Do you expect to pass?
If I study, yes.
But if you don't, why are you expecting an A?
Exactly.
Parents who sit here and say, I did my best. No, you did not. I tried my best, and your child is messed up mentally, emotionally unstable, or they're projecting their abuse as adults onto other children
or their new children.
Yeah. So all we see is these toxic cycles, and then we have parents saying, there's no manual. There is. It's called the Bible.
Yeah.
Look it up. God tells you on how to be a good parent. So why do we sit here and neglect the fact that children deserve just as much intention as that man, as that woman, as that job? Children deserve more intention than that.
Yeah, and the truth of the matter is, because we already know what the statistics are, right? And most people who having children, right, they probably having children and they not with the person they had children with, right?
Yeah.
So
can I say a statistic?
Well, go ahead.
So a statistic shows, and it's for black women because I'm a black woman, so the statistic is catered to my demographic, but it says that like 70 to 80% of black women, their second child will be by a different man.
Yeah.
Or so if you have one child, we're gonna have it by one man, and then 2, 3, 4, however, they're gonna be by either different men or a different man. So when I say intentional, it's not just about the way you speak to your children and what you do with your children. It's about how you conceive your children and how you move forward in adding siblings and all of those things. It's not just about the coddling or the nurturing or the caring of the child that's present. It's about future children and, you know, your dedication to what you see for them in the future. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by intention.
Yeah. So let me ask you, what do you think is the problem with, you know, this generation of parenting?
I think that we didn't have parents ourselves. I think that we are a generation that is suffering silently, and it's not too silent, actually. You know, we're not speaking about it. We're not speaking about the trauma of the broken household, and we're not speaking about the abusive mother. You know what I'm saying? We're not speaking about the emotionally unavailable mother. Like, we always put these accolades on women that she did everything she could and she worked hard and she was this and she was that. But the truth is, honestly, single mothers, it's very difficult for them to be good mothers because they have to be mama and daddy. And mama is supposed to be, even in biblical sense, this nurturing, kind, understanding vessel for the children to be able to have a safe space to develop. And sometimes when it comes to single mothers, they just don't have the capacity to be nurturing and the breadwinner and the disciplinarian and this. And it's not a dig at them. It's honestly
it's just the truth.
Understanding of what it means to have to do a job that is truly for two people.
Yeah.
I think that we are suffering and we don't understand how to come out of it because we haven't even addressed our own trauma.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
When it comes to sexual abuse, people just think that it's little girls. Men are sexually abused actually either at the same rate or at a greater rate than little girls. And so we ask ourselves, why are these men suffering as much as they are in our generation? Well, when it's only one parent in the household, there's so much room for cracks. You know what I'm saying? There's so much room for evil things to seep through, and you don't have as a single woman or a single father, you don't have the capacity to detect all of those things when you have so much on your plate and you're doing so much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just think that we are suffering and we're projecting that suffering on our children.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I think the problem is. The problem that I think, I don't disagree with what you just said, but I think the problem lies in the selfishness of people, right? Yeah. No matter if it's the father or the mother, but it's the selfishness. I can't tell you how many times I've experienced and you've experienced and we know of people who will, you know, take their kids and they'll go drop them off at somebody they just met yesterday's house, right? And say, here, go stay over here so you can go to the club, so you can go drink, so you can go on a date with a new man, go on a date with a new woman. You know, it's the selfishness. You forget about the aspect of the kids. You say, my kid to be all right, I need to go do this, right? And then you wondering why the kid is messed up, wondering why the kid acting different now, wondering why the kid, you know, is seeing stuff, going through stuff, afraid of stuff, because you weren't there to see, oh, this happened to you, oh, this happened to you. And the reason why this is specifically important, because of course you can't be at every single scene of the child's life, right? But what you can do is prevent the unnecessary stuff, right? Why are you sending your 3-year-old with someone you don't know just to go get drunk? It doesn't make sense. You're sending a 3-year-old to go hang out with Johnny. Johnny's a 45-year-old man, right? He don't know your children. He barely know you. But you sending him over. You sending your child over there just because you want to go over here and have a good time.
Listen,
that's selfishness.
Listen, Lee.
That's selfish.
You sit y'all tail down. Sit down somewhere. Like all this, like, I'm so sick of me. Y'all are selfish. Y'all are so selfish when it comes to your children. You don't care enough to say not tonight. You went out last weekend. You went out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever the break of the line that you went out. You can't say not tonight. You don't have a babysitter and you gonna try to maneuver things and try to fit a puzzle piece that doesn't fit just so you can go and do the same thing you did last weekend. Malik, how many people do we see doing the same things that they was doing when we was in college?
Yeah, I would say at least 80% of them still.
Y'all gotta grow up, man. Yeah. It's not just women.
No,
men too.
It's everybody. This is not a gender thing. This is a people thing.
Y'all gotta grow up.
Women and men aren't the only ones having children. You can't have a child without the other.
Right.
So it's both parties.
Right.
So this is not a man or a woman thing. This is a people thing. People are too selfish, but because you're selfish, you're being selfish to have a child, but you still want to be selfish after you have that child when you just did a selfish thing to have that child in the first place. Because having a child, bringing a child into this world is a selfish thing to do. Why? Because that child didn't ask to be here. So when they get here, you're saying, hey, I was so selfish that I wanted you. So now that I have you, I'm not going to take care of you though. I'm going to send you over here because I'm that selfish.
Yeah.
I'm so selfish that I brought you into the world and I decided to not take care of you. I'm going to send you over here and, I'm going to just raise you, quote unquote, right? That's what we do.
Feed you. We make you sure you got clothes on your back.
How many times did you hear growing up,
You fed, right?
Yeah, you ate something, you got a roof over your head, you know what I'm saying? It's
But then
it's not to say that you shouldn't be grateful to be fed, because there's people who aren't fed. Right. It's not to say that you shouldn't be grateful to have a roof over your head, but it's saying just because you completed the race does not mean you won the race.
Thank you.
Right? So you didn't come in first place.
Thank you.
There was 200 people in that race and you came in dead last.
Yeah.
You say, well, I finished the race.
I did my best.
No, you didn't train for the race and you came in dead last. So just because you completed the race does not mean you won the race. And that's what a lot of people are doing.
Let me present y'all with another statistic. How many kids come up missing in the U.S. every year? Whether abducted, whether runaways, no matter what the climate or the context in which the child is missing, how many children come up missing do you think every year in the U.S.?
Probably like 50,000.
Try again.
How many?
375,000. 2,000 kids a day come up missing in the U.S. every year.
And if we're being honest, that's just what they can report.
That's what they report.
It's probably up in the millions. If it's basically almost 400,000, that's reported. That's documented. So in reality, if that's documented, there's probably over 1 million a year that are undocumented.
And I really think that parents, everybody watching this video that has a child, you need to study these statistics. You need to know how much of a risk your child is in every time you step out that door. It's not a game. I'm a stay-at-home mother. Every time I step out that door, I exercise every right I have to protect myself and my children, because I understand, and a lot of us don't understand, that the world is not a joke or a game. These people, prey on children. Women